Chicken Brown Cow. Welcome to the Brown Chicken Brown Cow Show. I am Sean Monkey McAney. I am here with David.
Hi.
And you're listening and watching, depending on what you're doing right now. Who knows?
Depends on where you are, but yeah, this is Brown Chicken Brown Cow.
We are an adult,
body,
gender,
sex,
positive, talk show, educational program.
Dang it, almost had it.
Oh, one short. Oh, it's okay. Well, and if you've been watching all month, it's been an amazing month. But guess what? We have a really great crate.
We have a crate person.
Crate person.
That's a side note, though. They're not on
For
TV
pet
today.
Oh, jeez.
Crawl into my cage when I'm bad.
We have Auntie Vice with us today.
Yay!
And Auntie Vice, we want to talk a little bit about what you do for your extracurricular activities. Most importantly, Bawdy Story Telling. What is Bawdy Story Telling?
So I do lots of extracurricular performances, but Bawdy Story Telling is a wonderful sex-positive storytelling show run by Dixie De La Tour.
Mm-hmm.
She took it on the road last year, so it's been across the United States. She's looking at doing it again. It's based in San Francisco, and people come out and tell naughty, dirty stories.
I've been to a few of the shows. I love it every time I go. We're planning on going again next in their upcoming show, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Excellent. Yeah, it looks like a great show.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think that's about it, right?
I would love to hear it.
Yeah, so the piece that you're going to be sharing us today, tell us a little bit about that.
It was originally developed for their nerd sex story.
Oh.
It's about a botched Star Wars roleplay. So I figured this crowd would be very appreciative of such things. So yeah, it's a little short story about me flailing as Star Wars.
That's awesome. All right, ready?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Woohoo!
I'm in my kitchen. Saran wrap is inches from my face, moving with my breath. The sweat begins to drip from under my wig and down my robe. I look at the clock. It's 6:35, and I'm wondering, where the fuck is my wife? So let's take a step back. I love nerds. I myself am not a nerd, but I'm nerd adjacent. Like, I could never tell you the entire story of a single Star Trek episode. I've only seen the 3 good Star Wars. And the only comic books I own are ones that fans have given me. But I have a little bit of nerd cred. Like, a large, well-organized data set will really get me going. I can program in 2 languages to run statistics. And I have lettered twice in that most sexy of nerd sports, academic decathlon. Woo! For those of you unfamiliar with this competition, you sit around with 9 other teammates and study after school for 2 hours every day for 8 months. Then on competition day, you all get together and take 2 days of tests in 10 subjects, ranging from mathematics to arts and culture, literature. And if you win, you get to go to state and do it again. Woo! But I love nerds. Nerds are wonderful to date, and nerds are amazing in bed. And there's reasons nerds are amazing in bed. 1, they will research anything. Literally anything. 2, they're used to practice until you get it right. And 3, they will commit to a role play, especially if you're a dungeon master. And I fell in love with a nerd. My ex-wife, Addie, was a major nerd. We met in grad school. She was working on her degree in history, specifically on the history of lesbianism. And at the time we met, knew over 200 words for the pussy. She's not somebody you would picture someone like me dating. She's 5'1.5" on a good day. And that ½ inch is apparently important if you're under 5'6". 300-pound white woman. Like, if she was in a Harry Potter novel, she would be the librarian that shapeshifted into a hedgehog with ever-changing hair color. And while she knows I describe her like this and may not enjoy it, she will not deny that it's a wrong description. At the time I'm standing in my kitchen, we'd been married for over 10 years. And like any marriage, where both people possess a vagina, we were going through lesbian bed death. In fact, the last 2 years of our marriage, I think we had sex a total of 4 times, which as a statistician, I know counts as a sexless marriage. And this was going to be my last big hurrah to try to win her over. So I was going to go with the ultimate nerd fantasy. And as far as I could tell from my research, that was fucking Princess Leia.
Yeah.
But I was not going to be a cliche. I was not going to get the gold bikini off of Amazon, little gold collar, and lay around for her to be Jabba the Hutt. No, I was going deep into nerd culture and was going to be the original Princess Leia action figure. White robe, cinnamon bun hairdo in the original box. Some of you nerds have spotted the flaw in my plan. I had not. So I took the day off work, I converted a refrigerator box into an action figure box complete with cellophane covering, put on the white wig, or the white robe, the cinnamon bun hairdo, and I was waiting for her to come home. She walks through the door, and her look goes from confusion to concern to just outright consternation. And in my mind, she'd come through the door, I'd say, Santa's brought you a new toy, and like a kid would tear into the box and play with me. She's sitting there looking at me, and I realize I have to think on my feet. So I'm like, Santa's brought you a new toy. Are you going to take it out of the box? And to her nerd brain, she goes, but if you take the toy out of the box, it loses its value. And this wasn't a rejection of me, it's just my role play was really off here, right? So I'm trying to salvage it. So I'm like, oh, if I come out of the box, that'll make me dirty. That'll make me worthless. This was not sexy talk to my lesbian feminist wife. Mm-hmm. So she's still standing there, and I'm trying to rack my brain for Star Wars references that I know. And the only short round thing that comes to my mind is R2-D2. So I come out of the box and I said, you are the droid I was looking for. And I work my way over and I take off her coat and I start unbuttoning her shirt and I rub my hands up under her bra and I start tweaking her nipples. And she's making some very non-droid-like sounds. So I know I'm on the right track. And I'm kissing her and I'm hugging her and I take off the bra and I grab the lightsaber blue dildo off the table and sweep her into the living room and push her down on the chaise. As she starts to get up, I said, droids cannot get up on their own, and I'm racking my brain praying there's not a scene where R2-D2 rights himself that I missed. So I take off her pants and I start kissing her belly and her thighs and I get between her inner lips and I'm licking and I'm sucking and she's sounding more like Chewbacca than a droid, so I'm on the right track. So then I grab the dildo, pull the robe aside and try to wedge it into the harness, which is not an easy thing to do. I had thought about wearing it, but a hard-on coming out under a Princess Leia robe really broke the role play. So I finally get it in, and I lube it up, and I'm working it into her, and I'm thrusting. And 2 minutes in, I'm really realizing why I am always a bottom, because this is so much work. Hats off to you who top. So I'm working and working, and fuck it. So I pull it out, and then I send in the X-Wing fighter to find the exhaust port of her Death Star. I work in 1 finger, 2, 3. I'm working the G-spot and I send a stormtrooper around the backside for a surprise attack. And she's moaning and loving it, and I'm going to make her explode like the Death Star. And she does, but it's not in a fiery blast. It's in a gush of cum that hits me and hits the sofa and hits the wig that's fallen off. And she's laying there and feeling exhausted, and I'm feeling very proud. I wipe my hand and the dick on my robe, and I'm laying there feeling great about this. The thing that they never tell you in those movies, though, is after they blow up the Death Star and the rebel troops return to the base, all that's left is a little applause, some dinner and a shower, and that's it.
Aww.
Ultimately, the role play didn't save our marriage. In retrospect, I don't think anything would have at that point, but we're old school lesbians, so we're friends now and still send dog pics and talk about the family. But I've learned from this, and I have a lesson for all of you nerds out there. While you might have a 1976 Luke Skywalker action figure in mint condition, sometimes the best thing you can do is take it off the shelf and play with it. Thanks.